Hello and welcome to White Wolf Yoga. So we've got a 20-minute gentle beginner class for you today. We're going to be taking things nice and easy, so just remember to listen to your body and do what you can. Let's begin. Okay, so we're going to spend the whole of our class today up on our feet. We're going to be talking through some of the foundation standing poses in yoga. And we begin with mountain pose. So let's first of all check the distance of our feet. We want to make sure they're around our hip distance apart. And then just so that we're fully and really deeply planting and grounding the feet into the floor, we'll have a little check of our toes. Peel the toes up off the mat, spread the toes as wide as you can, and then root them back down into the mat so you're really feeling the balls of the feet and the toes grip into the floor. Just shift the weight forward, lifting the heels, seeing if you can catch your balance for a breath as you balance on the toes, and then release the heels down into the ground so that you're feeling nice and supported through the soles of the feet. Send that awareness up into the legs so you feel the legs are strong. As you touch the thighs, you can feel that the muscles here are active. Engage the core, pull the belly button in towards the spine. See if you can lengthen the spine, so really draw the crown of the head up towards the sky. And then we'll take an inhale here, and as we do, we'll shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. And then as we exhale, slide the shoulder blades down the back. So we're feeling long and strong through the whole of the body from head to toe. Keep rooting down through the feet. And let's begin to breathe. And as we inhale, we'll draw the arms up into the air, bringing the hands into prayer. And then as you exhale, take the hands down past the heart. So just finding a little bit of rhythm. Let's take a few breaths here. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, send the hands back down through the heart. One more breath like this. We'll inhale, reach, arms up and into the sky. And as we exhale, we'll take the hands to the heart. So now we want to fix our drishti, our focal point. And using our eyes can really help us to balance. And we're going to be doing a little bit of standing balance later on. So here we're just getting the brain and the body into gear for it. So see if you can find with the eyes a little point of focus. So it might be a spot on your carpet or on your mat. Somewhere on the floor or on the wall normally works best. So pick something to rest the eyes on, focus them there. And then take an inhale, and as you do, come up onto the toes again. Find that balance. And then exhale, release the heels back down. Zipping in the core, so the core really helps us to find that balance, that stability from within. Let's go for another couple of breaths. So inhale, grow. Exhale, release. Doesn't matter if you wobble. Let's go again. Inhale, lift. Find your balance. Nice. Exhale, release. We're going to bring in the arms. Inhale, arms and heels up, tall as you can. Exhale, heels and hands down. Keep the eyes on your drishti. 2 more. Inhale, reach, open the body. Exhale, take it back to the middle. One last breath here. Let's inhale, reach, draw the arms all the way up. And then exhale, heels and the hands down to the heart, back by the sides, back into mountain pose. So just getting the back of the legs warmed up, and you might feel that into the calves. Just to give the calves a little stretch off, lift up the toes, shift the weight back into the heels, just hold, and then replace the feet down onto the mat. Right hand's going to come onto the right hip. We'll inhale the left arm up and into the air. So try and bring that left bicep by the ear and stretch the left fingertips as high as you can up into the sky. Then once we've found that length along the sides of the body, try and keep it. Gently push the hips towards the left and bring the left hand over towards the right for a side stretch. Hold and breathe. Check this arm if it's falling in front of the face like this. See if you can pull it back so that we maintain that openness through the body. Where do we want to look? If we look down to the floor, it's going to give us more stability. If we look up towards that top wrist, it's going to feel a bit more deep, so you can just decide what's feeling right for you today. Reaching those fingertips away from the body, feeling that stretch running from the hip through the waist into the ribs and the shoulder. One more deep inhale here into the left lung, and as we exhale, we'll change sides. The left hand comes onto the left hip, and we'll take the right arm as high as we can up into the air. So throughout this side stretch, the legs stay strong, the feet stay glued into the mat, and that way we're not sort of like relaxing into the pose, we're actively pushing through it. We'll inhale, right arm up, reach bicep by the ear, and exhale, take the right hand over towards the left. Where do you want to look? To the floor, or for a little bit more to that right wrist? Hold and breathe. Try not to hold the breath when we're holding a pose. That can be a bit of a tendency, especially when we're starting out at yoga, is to take a pose and hold the breath. Keep that breath flowing so that the energy and the oxygen stays moving around the body. One big last deep inhale into the right lung, and as you exhale, press through the feet, come back to center. So we're taking both hands onto the hips, and then we're going to draw the elbows in towards each other behind the back. And the feet are staying hip distance apart. See the elbows, can you bring them in even closer together? And see, as you do that, the heart starts to naturally lift. Push down through the feet. Inhale, lift, lift, lift the heart. And as you exhale, gently move the hips forward. Don't be bothered about how deep or not deep you look in this position. Think more about maintaining that length through the spine. So we're much better off being in sort of this position with a lengthened spine and an open heart than in this one where we're just shoving the hips forward, but we're compressing in the lower back. So keep and maintain that lift. Inhale, deep breath into the heart. And then as we exhale, come back to the middle. Soften the knees, so really big bend in the knees, and take yourself slowly down into a forward fold. Soften the knees, relax the head. Then we'll take the hands away from the hips and bring them to dangle, then take them onto opposite elbows. So this is what we call ragdoll. It's a variation of a forward fold, but with this variation, we're a lot more passive in the style of the positions. So we're more or less just hanging here rather than pushing ourselves into any particular shape. Really take an emphasis on that word relax. Knees are soft, arms are heavy. Chin drawn towards the chest, neck long. And swing and sway softly and gently from side to side. Those who want a little bit more in this fold, start to alternate between bending one knee and straightening the other. And that might feel too intense, especially if you're really tight in the hamstrings or along that back line of the body. If it's too much, just keep the knees soft and relax and breathe. So this is a nice tension releasing pose. We're drawing fresh blood supply up towards our head, towards our brain. Hanging in here and just keeping that breath nice and steady. Okay, when you're ready, we'll drop the hands from the elbows, bring them up onto the shins, and pick the head up to hip height. So we call this flat back position. So we're pushing the hips away, drawing the crown of the head forward. You might even want to just feel what's going on in the back, and if you're rounded, just see if you can open out a little bit more, and it might take some time, it might take some practice to feel that more flat sort of tabletop shape. Take your time, stay aware, pull the shoulders back and away from the ears, belly button, the navel pulled in towards the body. So flat back's nice because it just helps the spine regulate its alignment and posture, and also it gives the blood pressure a chance to flow back to a more steady rate after a deep fold. Okay, when you're ready from this halfway point, keep pushing down through the feet, use the legs, use the core, and take a nice deep inhale to bring the arms all the way up to the middle, and exhale the hands down, past the heart. Find a mountain pose. From our mountain pose, we'll keep the feet glued to the floor, and we'll just swing the arms from side to side. So just loosening out the spine, and then we'll give the legs a shake off too. Right then, so we want to move our feet from hip distance apart to a little wider. We won't go too wide to start with, just heel toe them out a couple of times to the side. Now we're going to leave our left toes pointed forward and turn the right toes to the side. Looking down at your feet, you've got the heel of the right foot in line with the arch of the left foot. That's the option I always take anyway. Some teachers will go and teach heel and heel in line, that's absolutely fine too. I always suggest listening to different teachers, different approaches, and just going with the one that feels natural, that feels right for you. Once you've got your feet lined up, push down through the soles, just like we did in our mountain pose. Check the legs are strong, the core is active and the spine's tall. Now we're going to come into triangle with the left hand on the hip. So bring the left hand here onto the hip and reach the right arm away from the body. Really lengthen that right hand. Imagine I've got hold of your fingers and I'm pulling the arm away from the shoulder. And you want to look over that right hand too. Inhale, grow. Legs stay straight, so we're not bending the knee, keep it straight. As you exhale, reach that right arm forward, keep reaching it forward. Listen to the inside of this leg and it will tell you when it's stretched enough. When it is, drop the right hand down on the inside of the right leg. And see this left hip and left shoulder, can you pull them back? And as you pull them back, the right shoulder draws forward so that we've got that openness of the body. And that's a theme through today's class. Just like in our standing side stretch, we wanted to watch that the top arm wasn't coming in front of the face. Here we want to watch this hip and shoulder arm dropping forward, peel them back. And feel with that openness of the top hip and shoulder, we're getting a nice stretch into the hip, waist, and up towards the shoulder on that left side. If you want to now, release the hand from the hip and send it up and into the sky. If this is too deep, keep it there though, keep it on the hip if you need. Eye gaze, so this can be a tricky one for balance. Any issues, look to the floor, it'll stabilize you. If you want a bit more, gaze up to the ceiling. And that left hand's reaching to the sky and the right hand's reaching to the floor, so that we're moving in two opposite directions. Weight equally pushing through both feet as much as possible. Okay, nice deep inhale, reach, draw the arms up and into the air. And as we exhale, take the right arm into the sky, and then we're going to slide the left hand down the left leg, so that we open through the right side of the body now. Just reach that right arm as high up or over as feels enough for you, not forcing anything. Breathe and release. Press through the feet, arms up to shoulder height and down with the exhale to the hips. Right then, let's switch sides. So the right toes turn in, the left toes turn out. We're finding our positioning, grounding through the soles, heel and arch or heel and heel, whichever you're going for. Legs are strong, core is active. We'll keep the right hand on the hip as we go in. Left arm extends away from the body. Inhale, grow as tall as you can. Exhale, the legs stay straight. Reach that left hand, keep reaching, keep reaching, keep reaching. Listen to the left leg. Mine's about here, I'm feeling it, so I'm gonna drop down now, the left hand on the inside of the leg. Notice the top hip and the shoulder, pull them back, draw that left shoulder through. Opening the body up. Holding here or going for a bit more and sending the right arm up and into the sky. And breathe. Try if you can to stay connected to the body. Each part of the body active here, from the soles of the feet rooting into the ground. The legs are active, the core is engaged. The top hip and shoulder roll back, the bottom shoulder pulls through. The hands extending in two opposite directions, up to the sky with the right and down to the ground with the left. Well done, let's come up. Inhale, arms to shoulder height. Exhale, left arm into the air. And then slide down for a counter stretch. Feeling that release all the way along the left lateral line of the body. Breathe in, 2. And 1, well done. Coming all the way back to the middle. Hands onto the hips to rest the arms, both feet turning forward. Okay, so we're gonna just heel toe the feet a little bit wider. And now can we angle the toes towards each other and the heels away. And the feet are going to stay in this position as we take a wide leg forward fold. So this is going to bring a really nice stretch into the back line of the body. The hand position is on the hips, but rather than the elbows to the side like we did in our back bend in the warm-up, we're going to bring the elbows in, lift the heart. Inhale, just take a kind of a little back bend. And then as we exhale, push the hips backwards, draw the head forwards, Keep looking forward for as long as you can. Keep drawing the elbows in towards each other. Keep looking forward, forward, forward. Listen to your hamstrings. Now when they tell you you're deep enough, drop down and in to fold. Relax the head. Muscles around the kneecaps stay strong. Draw them up towards the hips. You can keep your hands where they are. If you want to go a bit deeper, send them down towards the floor. If they don't reach the mat, you can always take the hands onto a block or a book or just something that's going to raise the ground up to you. Okay, left hand stays on the floor. Push through the left hand and inhale, right arm up into the sky. Can you look up towards that top hand and maybe twirl the wrist out? A couple of times in both directions. Swapping sides, right hand comes down onto the block or the floor. Inhale, left arm up. If you kept the hands on the hip, you can still do this twist with the hand staying where it was. Twirl out the wrist, left hands a few times, both ways. And then we'll bring it down. We'll take our hands back onto our hips. Push through the soles, engage the core, head to hip height. Take a moment for the blood pressure and the posture to regulate. When you're feeling more back to normal, push through the soles and come all the way to the center. Adjust the feet from a pigeon toe, back out to point forward. Last couple of standing poses here, we're going to introduce some warriors. So left toes stay forward, right toes turn out to the side, a little bit like triangle. The starting point for triangle, except the feet are wider, there's more distance between them. Here though, we're going to bend the knee, the front knee. So bend the right knee, make sure it's stacked in line with the ankle. Don't let it go beyond the ankle towards the toes. If you get into that habit, after a while it tends to put a lot of undue pressure on the knee, which we want to avoid. If the knees shift them behind the ankle, that's no problem. It can ease the pose off if you need to. Ideally stacked, watch it doesn't go forward, but it's okay if it goes back. Right, so the feet and the legs are in position. Spine's nice and tall. Just pull that knee to the little toe of the right foot and reach the arms up to shoulder height. This is our warrior two. Let's just release any tension from the neck and the shoulders here. So we'll inhale, palms up, feel the shoulders shift towards the ears, and then exhale, palms down. Feel the shoulders relax. Gaze forward over the right hand. Strong in the legs. Keep holding, keep breathing for 3. Arms moving in opposite directions, legs staying strong. 2. Well done, 1, release. Turning the right toes in and the left toes out. Bending the left knee, keeping it in line with the ankle. Notice the difference when that knee falls in. This inner thigh is relaxing, it's not really doing much for us. But if we pull the knee towards the little toe, we're feeling that strength and that activation through the inner thigh. Spine nice and tall. Using the back leg as well as the front. Inhale, arms up, finding warrior two. Gazing over the left fingers, right hand reaches away, breathe. 2. And 1. Coming all the way back to center. Okay, now from our wide stance, we're going to heel toe the feet in towards each other, back into mountain pose, and take a little bit of a balance to finish. So the right foot stays grounded. We're going to take the left foot to either the inner ankle, the inner calf, or the inner thigh if you want a little bit more. Avoid any direct pressure on the inside of the knee. Find your drishti, your eye gaze. Engage the core, pulling the belly button, spine nice and tall. Hands from the hips into prayer at the heart. Hold here or join me in 3 breaths as we inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down. Keep flowing just as we did at the start. Inhale, grounding through the soul. And exhale back to the heart. One more. Let's inhale, reach. Exhale, release. Take the hands back. And we'll change sides. Left foot grounded, right foot into position. Inner ankle for support with the toes on the floor. Inner calf or go inner thigh. Eye gaze fixed. Take your time, no rush. Finding balance. 3 breaths. If you want to join me, we'll inhale, reach arms up. We'll exhale, take the hands past the heart. Nearly there, 2 more. Keep that stability. Inhale. Exhale through the heart center. 1 more breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. Taking the hands onto the hips, releasing the right leg down, back into mountain pose. Shake off the arms, shake off the legs, and we'll finish together with 1 last breath. Inhale, reach, drawing that energy into the body, and exhale down to the heart. Namaste.